Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about the founding fathers of the United States. Now, there isn't a specific amount of recognized founding fathers since many people have different opinions about who and who should not be considered as a founding father. So, in the following list, I will be using all of those included in almost every list of founding fathers. Without further ado, let's begin. So, before we get into who our founding fathers are, let's make sure we know what a founding father is. A founding father is a statesman during the American Revolution who helped to gain the United States independence, build the ideals of the Declaration of Independence, and establish a government that obeys the Constitution. Now, don't be worried if all of this seems like a lot of information already, because I'm sure that most of you guys already know at least one founding father. And that's probably George Washington. George Washington was born on February 22nd, 1732 in Westmoreland County, Virginia. He died on December 14th, 1799 in Mount Vernon, Virginia. And he's known for being the commander-in-chief, which is like the main leader of the military, of the colonial armies during the American Revolution. And, of course, he's known as the first president of the United States. He was also the only president to be unanimously elected twice by the Electoral College. So, if you don't know what the Electoral College is, it's basically a system where every state gets a certain number of points, and the candidate with the most number of points from winning states becomes the president. I hope that makes sense. Moving on, we have Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson was born on April 13th, 1743 in Virginia. We don't know where. He died on July 4th, 1826 in Monticello, Virginia. And he's known for drafting the Constitution, being the second vice president, the third president, and where he actually purchased the Louisiana Territory, and the first Secretary of State. He was also the first president to be inaugurated, which means to officially start a job as president, in Washington, D.C., which is our nation's capital. It's kind of ironic to me that he wrote the Declaration of Independence and died on July 4th. Now, some of you guys might know this one because of the popular Broadway musical, which I actually love, Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton was born on January 11th, 1755, or January 11th, 1757. We're not exactly sure of when he was born because where he was born, they didn't really document that stuff well. Speaking of which, he was born in St. Kitts and Nevis. And he died on July 12, 1804 in New York City, New York. He's known for being a member of the Continental Congress, Secretary of Treasury, where he created the first Bank of the United States, and for writing most of the Federalist Papers. Fun fact, he died in a duel with Aaron Burr, just how his son died before him. Now, okay, actually, that probably wasn't a fun fact, but you got my point. Next up, we have another well-known one, Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin was born on January 17th, 1706 in Boston, Massachusetts, and he died on April 17th, 1790 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He is known for being an inventor, author, scientist, and Continental Congress member. Fun fact, he invented the glass harmonica, and he also created many phrases like, "A penny saved is a penny earned," and "In this world, nothing is certain but death and taxes." He's also done many things in our country that it's kind of hard to believe he wasn't a president. I think many people get that mixed up though. Now we have John Adams. John Adams was born on October 30th, 1735 in Braintree, which is actually now called Quincy, Massachusetts. He died on July 4th, similar to Thomas Jefferson, 1826 in Quincy, Massachusetts. He's known for being a major figure in the Continental Congress, first vice president, and second president. Fun fact, John Adams and his son were the only two presidents out of the first 12 to not own slaves. John Adams was also reported to have loved his wife very much, and they even wrote many letters to each other when away. Now, this is another one that some of you guys might not really know. Patrick Henry. Patrick Henry was born on May 29th, 1736 in Studley, Virginia, and he died on June 6th, 1799 in Red Hill, Virginia. He's known for being a major figure of the American Revolution and Virginia's first governor. Fun fact, he famously said, "Give me liberty or give me death." Another fun fact about Patrick Henry is that he had 17 children after 2 marriages, which is kind of crazy to think about in today's world. Now for one that some of you guys might know or might not know, James Madison. James Madison was born on March 16th, 1751 in Port Conway, Virginia. He died on June 28th, 1836 in Montpelier, Virginia. He's known for being the father of the Constitution. He helped to write the Federalist Papers. He was our 4th president, representative of Virginia, and the 5th Secretary of State, which is a lot. He founded the Democratic-Republican Party with Thomas Jefferson, which is not to be confused with any of the parties that we have today, although it is the very early version of our Democratic Party. Another more unknown one is George Mason. George Mason was born in 1725 in Fairfax County, Virginia, and he died on October 7th, 1792 in Fairfax County, Virginia. He's known for being a patriot and statesman who greatly influenced the U.S. Constitution as well as the Virginia Constitution. Fun fact, he opposed slavery and rejected the constitutional compromise that kept it alive. Another fun fact is that many people called him Colonel Mason, even though he wasn't actually a colonel. Last but not least, we have John Marshall. John Marshall was born on September 24th, 1755 in Germantown/Midland, Virginia. He died on July 6th, 1835 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And he's known for being the 4th Chief Justice, founder of the U.S. system of constitutional law, and decision maker for significant cases like Marbury v. Madison. Fun fact, he wrote a 5-volume biography of his hero, George Washington. He was also classmates with the future president, James Monroe, which kind of goes to show where the people you know now, or even you, could be in the next 20 years. I really hope that this video clarified a few things about our country's founding fathers, especially since there's so many misconceptions about them. As always, hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel to get more learning videos, as well as comment down below if you're still confused about anything. Bye!